Welcome to This Week with WGZ himself. And I know I'm late to the party, but because everyone's been talking about John Cena's last match this past weekend, and I want to give my opinions on the greatest of all time, John Cena. That's it. I think there's a lot of takeaways to take. I think number one is John Cena's last run was booked terribly. As much as people are on here talking about he did the right thing by losing, he passed the torch to the next generation of superstars. That's not my argument. I don't think it matters what you do in your last match. What I think matters is the lead up to that final match, the lead up to understanding how we got here. That's where the problem is. The problem is that John Cena was booked piss poorly throughout this entire run. And you go, well, he was a heel during the first half, and that's fine. But it was, let's be very honest. John Cena's win-loss records in the last couple of years typically are more negative than positive. Now, when you go to his final year, I think the biggest loss is that Brock Lesnar loss. It was awful. What was the point of it? It served nothing. It served absolutely nothing. You go, oh, it was story. It was John Cena that won that. Honestly, no one knows, and no one's ever going to truly know this until Dirty Unreal airs. But it was a piss poor decision to him lose to Brock. Then you have him win the IC belt. Great. Was surprised. He finally is a Grand Slam champion. And then you have him lose it basically 2 weeks afterwards in the most, you go, well, they cheated like crazy. True. 6 people came out. Dominic won. But it felt empty. Like, you go, John Cena needs to get the rub. That's not giving a rub to somebody. That's basically screwing someone over, and it just wasn't done in a good taste way. And then you get to this last match, this final match against Gunther. And, honestly, if you had a better run, I wouldn't have a problem. And you go, did you not see Gunther's reaction on Monday? It worked. It served its purpose. And sure, you got to now, you got to take advantage of it because you made that decision. But I think the fans spoke very loud on how much they hated the decision. And that's really what it is. And it's not as simple as, well, they hate the decision. It's what happened afterwards that you have to pay attention. Who the fans were booing. Because Triple H got a lot of that heat. Paul Levesque got a lot of that heat. And great, Gunther does have heat, mega heat, and he came out and said a couple words that drew the crowd to even boo more. But we'll see where Gunther's run goes with this. But as far as John Cena's final run, it was awful. I can't say it was great. I do wish he had some more memorable moments throughout the year, but it's gonna be forgettable at the end of the day. The incomplete of story with The Rock. That kind of just went nowhere. His title match against Cody, it's going to be forgotten. And I think that's where it hurts as a wrestling fan. As a John Cena fan, you can't see me, bro. Yeah. It's going to, listen, we're all getting older, so I understand. I'm not here to say John Cena shouldn't have retired, but I think he deserved a little more respect in the run that they gave him. And, he even has been in an interview saying he wanted to do 250 dates. That's crazy. But that's John Cena. He's the most loyal guy in the world. He will do whatever he can to make people smile. And he's loyal to the WWE forever and always. That's it to this week's episode. Other than that, we have trailers for Supergirl that I was going to talk about. I like the trailer. I thought the trailer was good. I hate Superman, but I love the trailer of Supergirl. Crazy, right? Maybe because it felt more serious. I hated the beginning, though. I will admit, the dog pissing on the comic, the newspaper, absolutely hated it, and I felt that was in there just to tell people, hey, this is a James Gunn project. The Game Awards was actually enjoyable. I watched the entire thing. It was done very well, I felt. It didn't feel like a lot of empty garbage. So I gave it like a 6, which is passable, or 6.5. But it was enjoyable to the end. I enjoyed it. And that's pretty much it for this week. Next week, the episode lands on Christmas Eve, so it's going to be very... Christmas Eve? Hold on. Am I right about this? Or, no, yeah, Christmas Eve. We'll be back for a very special Christmas episode of this week. Until then, guys, make sure to subscribe or follow. And, let me know what you thought of John Cena's